कुंज विहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीरावनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर श्री श्रीमद् चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्-भागवतम की जय। श्रील व्यासदेव की जय। श्रील सुखदेव गोस्वामी की जय। परीक्षित महाराज की जय। सुत गोस्वामी की जय। शौनकादि ऋषिगण की जय। समवेद गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतस्य सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। मूकां करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। So we are reading from Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14, text number 44. Kachit प्रेष्टतमेन अता हृदयेन आत्मबन्धुना शून्यः अस्मि रहितः नित्यं मन्यसे ते अन्यथा न रुक्। कच्चित् प्रेष्टतमेनाता हृदयेनात्मबन्धुना शून्योऽस्मि रहितो नित्यं मन्यसे तेऽन्यथा न रुक्। कच्चित् प्रेष्टतमेनाता हृदयेनात्मबन्धुना शून्योऽस्मि रहितो नित्यं मन्यसे तेऽन्यथा न रुक्। कच्चित् प्रेष्टतमेनाता हृदयेनात्मबन्धुना शून्योऽस्मि रहितो नित्यं मन्यसे तेऽन्यथा न रुक्। Vaishnavis. Kachit, whether Preshtatamena, unto the most dear one, Ata, my brother Arjuna, Hridayena, most intimate, Atma Bandhuna, own friend Lord Krishna, Shunyaha, void, Asmi, I am, Rahitaha, having lost, Nityam, for all time, Manyase, you think, Te, your, Anyata, otherwise, Na, never, Ruk, mental distress. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation: or is it that you are feeling empty for all time because you might have lost your most intimate friend Lord Krishna? O my brother Arjuna, I can think of no other reason for your becoming so dejected. Purport: all the inquisitiveness of Maharaja Yudhishthira about the world situation was already conjectured by Maharaja Yudhishthira on the basis of Lord Krishna's disappearance from the vision of the world. And this was now disclosed by him because of the acute dejection of Arjuna, which could not have been possible otherwise. So even though he was doubtful about it, he was obliged to inquire frankly from Arjuna on the basis of Sri Narada's indication. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports of the first canto, 14th chapter of the Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, entitled The Disappearance of Lord Krishna. Please repeat the translation. Or is it that you are feeling empty for all time because you might have lost your most intimate friend, Lord Krishna? O my brother Arjuna, I can think of no other reason for your becoming so dejected. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I would like to seek the blessings of all the Vaishnavas here before I speak on this great subject, Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, which is beyond my ability and qualification. Still, I want to serve Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam and serve the Vaishnavas here. In this way, I may get a trace of mercy where I can uplift my consciousness. So this shloka is the last shloka of this chapter. So Yudhishthira Maharaj has been asking many reasons for Arjuna's dejection. So he is asking the previous shlokas we have seen. So are you healthy, or did you not give proper charity, or did you not respect the elders, or did you fail to give protection to the child and the old age people? So he is asking many reasons. Now he is coming to the point. But we can see Yudhishthira Maharaj, he already knows why Arjuna's face is morose. There is no shining in his face. He already knows the reason that Krishna has already left this world. Because previously Narada has already indicated, and the second thing is he got to see the so many bad omens. Now Arjuna's face is dejected, so he already knows. Intellectually, Yudhishthira Maharaj knows the reason why Arjuna is facing this situation and why he is dejected. But in the heart of hearts, Yudhishthira Maharaj being a pure devotee of the Lord, Arjuna being a pure devotee of the Lord, they don't want to have such situation in their life that there is no Krishna. Sometimes we go to any death ceremony. If someone is very dear to us and if he has left the body, we will see the person who is so much in love with him, they will go and they will shake his body. And they will tell him, wake up, because they don't want to get a feeling that he has left. So here Yudhishthira Maharaj's situation is the same. Intellectually he knows that Lord Krishna has left this world, but because he is very intimately connected with Krishna in the heart, so he doesn't want to bring that matter to spotlight. So only he is making many questions to Arjuna, and finally he comes to the point. Now I can understand there is no other reason that you are dejected. It is only due to the absence of your best friend Krishna. So Prabhupada gives a class on this shloka. He says, Hridaye Natma Bandhuna. He says there are three kinds of friends. One is Mitra. Mitra is a general friend. And the next is Suhrut. Suhrut is the best friend. And the third is, Prabhupada says, Atma Bandhuna. Hridaye Atma Bandhuna. Hridaye Atma Bandhuna means, I cannot live without him. If he is not there, there is no life for me. That is the situation here. So here, both Yudhishthira Maharaj and Arjuna, they are in a very deep separation from Krishna. And in the coming shlokas, we will come to know how Arjuna is expressing his love and how Arjuna is feeling the absence of Krishna. Everything will come to know in the next chapters. So Prabhupada is saying in this, in the lecture to this verse, Prabhupada is saying that every one of us have the tendency to love. People want to love and people want to be loved. So in this world, people are hankering after love, but there is no real love. People are looking after false love, and they are going after nowadays we see in Hyderabad especially, we see people are so fond of loving dogs. Prabhupada said, if you don't want to love God, then you will love dog. That is what is happening. Everywhere you see, in each and every house you see, there is a dog. In olden days, I just want to remember the previous shlokas. So how Yudhishthira Maharaj, after seeing Arjuna after 7 months, see how he is inquiring. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam just not only gives us an idea about the love of Godhead, but Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam gives us the clue how to deal with other members also. He is an elder member and he is an younger brother. He is coming after 7 months. So he is asking, how are you? How is your health? Is everything okay? Are the relatives there okay? There is a way of culture is presented in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, how to deal with other members, how to deal with family members. So in the olden days we can see in the marriages and all, there is a special persons, the family relatives will stand there to give reception, to welcome everyone. Now they have put in one machine. That machine is, it will bend his head. Whoever comes, it will offer obeisances and it will welcome. Whether that is a relative or the one who has come to steal the slippers, we don't know. So both it will welcome. So there is so much of impersonalism going on in this world. Now people, I read in one article in devotee care book. So there His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj says, in Christian churches, when a devotee or a member of the community offers obeisances to the leader, who is known as pastor, generally what they do is they stand and they respond to him. They smile at him, see to the eyes, smile at him, and respond. Sometimes when we become so familiar with devotees, when we become so familiar with the association and community, when someone offers obeisances, we even don't see at his face. Someone is coming, he went for some yatra, or he went for some place, or he went for some tour, and he is coming back. And no devotee even offers obeisances. Now it has become a fashion. Like before, often generally earlier they used to offer, a devotee goes out and comes back, they offer obeisances, vancha kalpatarubhyascha, then ask him, everything how is fine Prabhu, everything is okay. So like that there is a personal exchange. Now it has become fashion, vancha kalp Prabhu. So just a word after word it has become. So like that we can see in Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam, it is devotional service is dynamic and devotional service is so personal. So Prabhupada explains in this lecture that every devotee should endeavor to develop that love for Krishna. Only when our love is moved or offered to Krishna, only that love will take the real shape, will have full satisfaction. Yayatma suprosidati. So we pose our love to anyone else of this material world, then ultimately that will leads to frustration. So we can see here in the next chapter is, now Yudhishthira Maharaj, you can see the next chapter is, the Pandavas retired timely. That's it. When they came to know that Krishna is he is no more in this material world, what they felt, then it's our duty is done. Then we don't have any business here. If they want to live with Krishna. If they don't want to live, that means if Krishna is not there, they don't want to live. So Prabhupada says that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was weeping, I don't have love for Krishna, I don't have love for the Lord, I am simply what you say, I am hankering to get that love for Krishna. Then the devotees around him, they ask Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, if you don't have love for Krishna, how come that you are always crying for Krishna? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says to them, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says that because I don't have love for Krishna, I am alive. If I would have had real love for Krishna, that means I would have already died. That means the separation of Krishna is so intense. The jivas, it is a natural, each and every person, each and every living entity has that relationship with Krishna. Prabhupada always says that the devotional service, the love for Krishna, the jiva's love for Krishna, it is very natural. Prabhupada says just like this finger. This finger is very much attached, is attached to this body. If anything happens to this finger, suppose a small blade is, through some blade it is cut, then immediately the whole body responds to this finger. So just like that, Prabhupada says, just like this finger is intimately connected to Krishna, this body, in the same way each and every soul is connected to Krishna. So now the only thing is, now Prabhupada says, it's a dry wood and wet wood. So now we may hear from Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam that each and every soul is so deeply connected to Krishna. Then how come we see so many people are there, they are not even bothered that to develop relationship with Krishna, to come to Krishna, to chant His holy name. We see so many people, they are loitering, a whole world we can see, a big cinema is going on. So we may get a doubt. So then Prabhupada gives an example of wet wood and dry wood. So dry wood, it catches fire very fast. But if it is wet, the same wood, even though it has the capacity to ignite fire, but still the same wet wood is not able to give fire because of its wetness. So the people are all having, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has said, Jivera Swarupahai Krishnera Nityadas. So Jiva Swarupa is to have a loving relationship with Krishna. So how come we don't see in other Jivas is because their wood is wet. Because their wood is wet, that fire is not getting ignited. So by association of devotees, Shri Shri Radha Madhava ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki jai, Shri Shri Gauranitai ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. So we have to make this wood, wet wood to dry wood. So for that only we are into association of devotees. We are chanting Hare Krishna mantra. We are trying to read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and we are following the morning program. We are trying to engage in different services. It is only because to make this wet wood into dry wood. So that time will come when we become matured in Krishna consciousness. The time will come where the Pandavas, the Yudhishthira Maharaj and Arjuna, what feelings they are having, the intense feeling of separation which they are experiencing, even we will also experience the same feelings of separation. So, by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and Parampara, now the love which they have awakened, the Pandavas which they have awakened, the gopis which they have awakened for Krishna, the same is possible even to today, that too in this horrible Kali Yuga. Even to today it is possible. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mercy is that he is giving to everyone without any qualification. So the moment, in this moment, the most unqualified and disqualified is the qualified to receive the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Prabhupada says, just like Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, then you have Mlecha, Yavana, Pulkasha, Andhra, something different. There is a shloka in Bhagavatam also. So Prabhupada says this movement is to elevate the 10th class people. 10th class people means you come from Brahmana to down, the most wretched. So this movement is for those kind of people. If it is for those kind of people, the upper kind of people can anyway take part. There is no problem in it. But it is for the most degraded. So Prabhupada said that even a bum means a person who is fit for nothing, who is not fit for anything. We say, kisko bhi layak nahi hai. So even that person can become a Paramahamsa if he simply follows the process which I have given. So that was the Prabhupada's conviction. Prabhupada said, don't think that I am a madman. I am a madman trying to talk something and trying to allure people. No, I have really got a bus, that is ISKCON. So they should have faith and be in the bus, not see outside and get allured. Oh, this is nice, that is nice, and get off the bus. So it is very important. Generally we see, in this material world, everything runs by faith. You go to a saloon wala, you have complete faith that fellow will not cut your head. So only you are offering your head. Hana, if you have little doubt that this fellow will cut my neck or throat, something like that, you will not go. But there we hope, we just go and we relax. Even in the bus, people are sleeping, snoring. They are highly comfortable. In Tirumala Ghat and all, you see people from there top to down. It takes 30 minutes. But people, those who are working on Tirumala, they are already accustomed to it because they start sleeping there. When they come down, they will wake up. That means they are so convinced that driver will take us successfully. So the faith factor, even in this material world, we put our faith in so many things and so many people. But the same faith we need to have even with Prabhupada and his sincere followers and everything. So the practical part of this shloka can be applied to us now because we are not so elevated or we are not so exalted that yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrishahitam. I cannot have that much, I don't have that much love. We are not on that level. So to our practical application, we can apply this shloka by developing our love towards the spiritual master. Spiritual master is your real friend. How he is your real friend? Krishna says, Sarvasya Chaham Hridi Sannivishtaha. The one who is Chaitya Guru inside, he comes as the external mercy manifestation of the Lord. The same Paramatma who is inside our heart, the same Paramatma, he comes externally as the mercy manifestation, mercy representation of the Lord. He is mercy personified. So the spiritual master, because Suhridam Sarvabhutanam, he is the real friend. So and the spiritual master is also our real friend. So in this world, if you love a person, if you have a deep friendship with someone, for their sake you mind doing anything for them. Hana, in this world, for the sake of so-called love, they are doing suicides, they are jumping off from the cliff, they are doing so many things. So when I was in Guntur, one student came to the temple. He came to the temple, he was crying. I asked him, why you are crying? So he said, I am crying because his soulmate, the lover, has left him. So he is going to each and every temple, not only in Guntur, he is going to all around India, all the temples, to give her back. So he said how he loved her. He said, every day night, when she goes to sleep, she stays in a room. Her house is nearby, somewhere near to his home. So in the night, this fellow will sleep by 10 o'clock and their parents will think this fellow is sleeping. By 10 o'clock, 10:15, he will wake up. He will go to that girl's house and on the compound wall, he will go and sit. So that girl will be there in that some window. From there, she will see. So the whole night he will be there. Early morning, 4 o'clock, again he will jump from that compound wall and he will come and he will sleep. So the early morning, the parents will think that, my son is sleeping. But such deep love it is so called, this is not real love. But for that he is able to do anything. Anna, in this material world, for the sake of love, they are able to do so many adventures, risk their life, give their time, give their energy. So much they are doing. It's just a material, a temporary relationship. So the same thing that what we have, everybody has that propensity to love. That love has to be diverted and has to be shown towards Prabhupada and one's own guru, spiritual masters, or our senior devotees who have guided us. So we can see Prabhupada's life. In Prabhupada's, when he started this movement, they didn't know Krishna, but they know. Her Grace Malti Mataji used to say, even when Prabhupada was speaking in Bengali accent, he speaks English, no? Because their accent is different. So we say what? They say watch. We don't, even their talk you have to give oral reception, otherwise you cannot understand. So Malti Mataji is saying, even they didn't understand what Prabhupada was saying. But by the face expressions and by the movements of the mouth and his nose, they could understand that this person is really concerned about us. He is really loving us. He wants to give something really so much worth he wants to give. They could understand that by the love what Prabhupada has given to them, the Hare Krishna mantra, prasadam, and the way of life what they had after going through this hippie movement. So they felt that love. So they don't know Krishna, but they knew Prabhupada because they had that affection and they had that relationship. One should have a love for the spiritual master. Prabhupada writes in the same first canto purport, he says that one should have respect for him, one should love him, one should have faith in him, and one should serve him. These four things has to be there. So not just love means sometimes love is lip service. It has to be, love has to be accompanied by respect. At the same time, we should have faith in that person, and at the same time, we should serve to please him. So this is very important. So that's how our whole movement came up. Just because all the Prabhupada disciples, they had that love and they had that. Even this, in this shloka, it is said, Brahmachari, Gurukule, Vasandanta, Gurur Hitam, Suhrut, it comes there. Guru, spiritual master is your real friend. So I would like to just say one pastime of Ramanujacharya and conclude how a disciple will have a relationship with spiritual master. So you all know Sri Shaila Purna. So Sri Shaila Purna, they call him in Tamil as Tirumalai Nambi. So he is the one who brings water from Akasha Ganga for the worship of the Lord Balaji. He brings. So he has two sisters. Tirumalai Nambi has two sisters. One sister is Kantimati and the another sister is Deeptimati. The Kantimati's son is Ramanujacharya and Deeptimati's son is Govinda. So they both are, Tirumalai Nambi's two sisters are there, the Kantimati and Deeptimati. Kantimati's son is Ramanuja and Deeptimati's son is Govinda. So they both were studying under Yadava Prakash in Kanchipuram. In Kanchipuram, if you go to Tiruputkuri, there is a place just in the outskirts of Kanchipuram. So where Sri Ramachandra gave moksha to Jatayu. So it's a Divya Desam there. So that is the place where Yadav Prakash was, as a guru, he was teaching. And this Govinda, Ramanuja and many other disciples, they were learning from Yadav Prakash. So, and you know that Yadav Prakash was a Mayavadi sannyasi. He didn't like, because whenever he used to explain the Vedanta Sutras from the Upanishads from the impersonal point of view, so Ramanujacharya would deeply feel bad, and he would give the right explanation. What is there in that sutra? So he will give the right explanation. So what happens is, at one such point, Yadav Prakash comes to know that if Ramanujacharya continues for long, so then impersonalism will be faded away, will be fully destroyed, because he is speaking on so much conviction, and he is presenting the philosophy in a very profound way. So they all planned and they all took Ramanujacharya and Govinda to Kashi Yatra, so to Himalayas, and just take like that, and from there push off Ramanujacharya and somehow kill him and bring back. So while going, this Govinda, that means his mother's sister son Govinda, so he came to know that there is a plan to kill Ramanujacharya. So he personally told him, see, they are all planning to kill you, you just go away from here. So he left Kashi, and he came here, and he came back to Kanchipuram, and he was with his service. So in the meantime, what happened to Govinda is, so he was taking bath in Kashi Ganga. When he was taking bath in Kashi Ganga, out of his hand, when he was taking, when they do this Arghya Pradana, no? When they do Arghya Pradana, Brahmanas, when they do Sandhya Vandan, they do Arghya Pradana. When he was taking the water, what came into his hand? A shivaling came to his hand. So 2 times he was dropped, 3rd time also it came. Then he told Yadav Prakash, his Guru Maharaj, I got this. Then Guru Maharaj said, okay, Lord Shiva is very much pleased with you, so he has come, you start worshipping him. So then he came all the way from Kashi to Sri Kalahasti, and he became a Nayanmar. Nayanmar means generally in Sri Vaishnava Sampradaya they have this alvars, 12 alvars. Like that Shaiva Sampradaya, they have Nayanmars. They call them 63 Nayanmars are there. So he has become such a great devotee of Lord Shiva in that parampara. So he was called as Ullangai Konda Nayanar. So that way he was a great devotee of Lord Shiva. So then Ramanujacharya, he comes back, then he takes sannyas, then he goes back to Srirangam. Then he sends, then he comes to Tirumala, Tirupati, for learning Ramayan from Sri Shailapurna. So for 1 full year he learns. So, but this Govinda is there in Kalahasti. He is worshipping Lord Shiva. So Ramanujacharya tells to Sri Shailapurna that somehow please bring again Govinda back to our Sampradaya. We need him for the next succession. Because in their Sampradaya you see, after Ramanujacharya, the next successor, who is that is Yambar. Yambar is Govinda. So they want him back. So Ramanujacharya tells him, Sri Shailapurna, request him, you somehow try to bring him back. So every day what Sri Shailapurna does is, he goes to Akasha Ganga, bring water from Akasha Ganga and offer it to the Lord. He will walk all the way from Tirumala to Sri Kalahasti. Sri Kalahasti, there is a river, Swarnamukhi river is there. That river only, he has to take water and go for worship. He has a bhajan kutir there. So on the way, Sri Shailapurna would stand and he would recite this Stotra Ratnam. Stotra Ratnam is the one, Yadavadi Mamacheta Krishna Padara Vinde, Prabhupada writes in the Bhagavad Gita. No? It's a Stotra Ratna, it was composed by Yamunacharya. So that Stotra Ratnam Sri Shailapurna recites while this Govinda is taking water from Swarnamukhi river for the worship of that Shivalinga. So one time he hears and he doesn't speak anything and he just keeps on contemplating. So one relative, he is like almost like father, but still because he is attached to that worship, so he goes for one time and he recites and he comes back. So then he sends his 2 of his disciples, you be there and whenever he goes like this, you keep on reciting this Stotra Ratnam. So that way, every day he is hearing Stotra Ratnam, no? In that Stotra Ratnam, there is one shloka by Yamunacharya. He says, in front of Lord Narayan, so where is this Shiva, where is this Brahma, where is this Indra? They are all, where is their truth and where is the absolute truth? So how can we consider them equal or above Lord Narayana? So there is a shloka like that in Stotra Ratnam. So they keep on reciting. So one day Sri Shaila Purna comes, then he will ask cross question. So he'll make cross question. Then he will give the explanation. That time he gives up that Shivalinga and he comes back to Tirumala serving Sri Shaila Purna. So see, he's became Mayavadi, then got into Lord Shiva's worship, then again Sri Shaila Purna somehow recited this Stotra Ratna, convinced him, spoke the philosophy, and again brought him back to the Sampradaya. So now Sri Shaila Purna is being served by Govinda in Tirumala. So he is such a wonderful disciple, Govinda. Whenever he makes a bed for spiritual master, Tirumalaina Nambi, this Sri Shaila Purna, so he will first go and sleep. Then he will wake up, then he will ask the Guru Maharaj to come and sleep. So once Ramanujacharya saw that, so he said, how come the spiritual master's items, the way which he uses, they are all worshipable. So we cannot use that for our purpose. So how come you are sleeping? So he said, Govinda said, he had developed such a attraction and respect, love for Guru, because Sri Shaila Purna is the one who changed him again. So he said, even if I go to hell also, no problem, because I want to see that my Guru Maharaj's sleep is comfortable. Because if he sleeps and if something is disturbing his sleep, that may cause discomfort to him. So I want to see whether it is comfortable for him to sleep, then I want to bring Guru Maharaj. So Ramanujacharya was very much satisfied with this attitude of this Govinda. So how he wants to keep spiritual master and serve spiritual master in a best capacities. So he was very much satisfied. So anyway, Ramanujacharya heard Ramayan from Sri Shaila Purna for 1 full year. So after hearing, so Sri Shaila Purna was very happy, because Guru is very happy when the disciple is very much good at hearing. Prabhupada in Allahabad, when he was introduced by Kunja Vihari Prabhu to Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, that Abhay, we are recommending Abhay for Harinam plus Brahmin initiation, both. So then what Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj says, I want to give this boy initiation. Why? Because I have observed he is very good at hearing. So that's how this Bhakti, Sri Shaila Purna, he was very much satisfied, because for 1 full year Ramanujacharya was hearing Ramayana. So then Sri Shaila Purna thought, I should give some gift to Ramanujacharya, because he has been so much, because when a disciple is so much Tadvirya Gayana Mahamruta Magna Chitta. So when a disciple is so much immersed in hearing the Lord's glory name and glorifying the Lord, and when the Guru becomes very happy. So that way Sri Shaila Purna wanted to give some gift to him. So that time Ramanujacharya will ask Sri Shaila Purna that please give Govinda to me as a gift. Why he is asking Govinda? Because he has seen how much he was loving to his Guru, how much respectful he was to his Guru, how much grateful he was to his Guru, and how much faith he has in Guru. Seeing that, Ramanujacharya asked whom? Govinda as a gift. So I will take him to Srirangam. So the next successor, I can train him and I can take for the next, as a next successor in our Sampradaya. So what happens is, now Sri Shaila Purna is in Tirumala. So he gave Govinda as a gift to Ramanujacharya. So now Ramanujacharya and Govinda, they have to walk from Tirumala to Srirangam. So they have to go by the way of Kanchipuram. They have to go through Kanchipuram, then go to Srirangam. So when they were going to Kanchipuram, what was happening is, this Govinda, because he was feeling separation from the spiritual master, Sri Shaila Purna, he was becoming very slim, very thin. Just like a calf. When you take a calf away from the cow, mother cow, so the calf becomes very annoyed. So in the same way, when Ramanujacharya took Govinda, when he was passing through Kanchipuram, he saw that he was becoming very thin, very slim, and his face is very much dry, and he is in a feeling of separation. So then while going only, Ramanujacharya understands that he is in separation from his spiritual master. He is hankering to serve the spiritual master. So Ramanujacharya says, okay, I feel that you are very much feeling separation from your spiritual master. So you please go back to Tirumala and you serve Sri Shaila Purna there. Like that he told, and he sent him away. So he went to Tirumala. He came running just like a calf. When a calf is, you leave the calf, how it comes to mother. He came all the way running from Kanchipuram to Tirumala. And those days and all, how to come. It's not like now facilities, by running all not good roads. So he goes and he knocks the door of Sri Shaila Purna, his spiritual master. He knocks the door there. So once he knocks the door, from inside, Guru Maharaj will ask, who is that? Outside, he is there. He says, I am your disciple. Govinda has come. So spiritual master from Guru, from inside, he is saying, if a cow is sold, who will feed grass for the cow? The one who has taken it, or the one who has sold it, or one who has taken it? Who will give the grass for the cow? So he says, inside he is saying, that means I have already sold you to Ramanujacharya. So to that cow which is being sold, the person who has purchased, he has to feed the grass. Now there is no point again this person will feed the grass. So he says, can you imagine? He came all the way running to the spiritual master door, and the spiritual master even didn't open the door also. He gave the voice from inside. So he understood, and again he came back. He came back to Srirangam. Then he became the later successor. So that is Embar. After Ramanujacharya, Emperumanar, his name is Emperumanar. Emperumanar, so that name is made into short, that as Embar. He is the next successor. So why I want to tell this pastime is, here Yudhishthira Maharaj and Arjuna, they are feeling the separation from Krishna. So in the same way, this Govinda's pastime is how a disciple is connected to spiritual master, and how a disciple should serve spiritual master. So this we can take inspiration from this pastime, so that we can also serve our spiritual masters, our superiors in the same way. So once His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Maharaj was saying in class, if your spiritual master is leaving the temple, and a disciple is not feeling separation, He's not feeling like, oh, my spiritual master is leaving away. He is my only wealth and he is my only shelter. I don't have any other shelter other than his lotus feet. One should really feel sad that spiritual master is going away. If someone is feeling comfortable, okay, spiritual master is okay, spiritual master, Dandavat Pranam. So if someone is feeling like that, then there is problem with the disciple. So there is a problem with the disciple. So one should have that feeling. So only that feeling of affection strives us. That feeling of affection from internally what... See, why a boy is after a girl? Because he wants to love her. That is motivating him. He is running, he will go anywhere, he will, at any dead of the night, he will do anything, any challenge he is ready to take. Because that is the inner thing that is inspiring him. So that is material. So that feelings can be have even in the spiritual life. So we are not, Prabhupada said, we are not stones. We are all souls. We have that love, and that love has to be properly dovetailed. So we need to dovetail it to the right person. So that way our life will become successful. So at last I want to conclude with the point. Prabhupada says in one of the purports in Chaitanya Charitamrita of Adi Leela, I think 3rd or 4th chapter, in one purport he says that relationship with the spiritual master, the binding relationship with the spiritual master is as good as one's relationship with Krishna. So if one is having a deep affection for the Guru, there is nothing wrong in it. Because Guru will anyway divert that love and he will guide that disciple towards Krishna's lotus feet. So either we should have love for something. Either we should have love for holy name, love for Bhagavatam, love for the deities, love for the association of devotees, or love for the spiritual master. Something, the driving force, if we don't have, then everything will become very pale, everything will become very dull. We don't feel inspired. Because you are not loving anything, then to whom or for what I have to serve? If you love someone or if you have affection towards something, then you want to do something. So if you don't have that, then it is very difficult to do. So for that only Prabhupada, to awaken that dormant love for Krishna, he has given us this ISKCON movement, and the process, everything is going on. So, and Prabhupada says, he says, the most important thing is, Prabhupada says, even if you don't understand, just hear. Hearing is the secret. The core principle of devotional service, the core principle of bhakti, of Navavida Bhakti Angas are there. The first principle is hearing. So when hearing is good, everything else will be good. When hearing is poor, everything will become will become slackened. So one should always hanker, one should always pray to the Lord to help us, so that we always give me or bless me with Shravana Shakti. Let me hear. Just holy name we have to hear. Mangalarati we have to hear. Our body is there, but are we hearing? The mantra we are hearing, or the kirtan we are hearing, class we are hearing. So everything is centered around hearing. So that we need to work, that we need to pray. It's not so easy to get. Shravanam is not so easy. So we need to really pray, deeply pray, to bless me with Shravana Shakti, so that I can develop taste for Krishna. So I sincerely pray to all the devotees here. So even I too want to develop that Shravana Shakti. I don't have that taste, so I sincerely beg that to bless me, so that I can also develop that taste and make my life successful and assist the movement in whatever capacities I can. Hare Krishna. I don't think that it's already 9 to ask.
Krishna Guruji. So, I just have 2 questions actually. So first is that we hear that Parasar Bhatt is next successor or like this? Parasar Bhatt, like who is Parasar Bhatt, Guruji?
He is different. He is son of Kuratalvar.
So he was not the next successor?
He is after this Embar.
Okay.
Ramanujacharya, Embar, then next is Parashara Bhatt. He's the third one after that.
Okay. And another question is, like our conception of serving is that when it comes to pure devotee, we think, okay, they are pure devotees. They don't need it anyways. So just like how Govinda was feeling that it shouldn't pain my spiritual master when he's sleeping, it shouldn't disturb my spiritual master. But our conception is like that he doesn't need sleep only because he's pure devotee. So how we can serve in that mood? I mean, we think like that because they are pure devotees, they don't need any material comforts.
Of course, they don't need. But as a disciple, see what service we can do to the spiritual master. Spiritual master, we cannot give him the taste for holy name because he is already having taste, he is already having everything he is having. What is in our hand is to serve the spiritual master, is to take care of his body. Because through that body only we are getting everything, no? His body is a temple. His each and every atom in his body is vibrating with Krishna's name. He doesn't need anything. But it's an opportunity for us to safeguard and to take care of his body nicely. Because through that body only we are able to get association, we are able to hear everything, we are getting only by that, no. So disciple's duty is to take care of the spiritual master will take care of your spiritual life, and the disciple's duty is to take care of spiritual master's transcendental body, so that if he remains fit, if he is served properly, if he is taken care properly, so that he can give me nice association for many more years, so that I can advance in Krishna consciousness. So that's what we need to understand. We don't need, they don't need, but our duty to take care of them.
So when devotees tell the importance of Vani Seva so like better than the Vapu Seva, so just like they give example of Jayanand Prabhu. So many times Prabhupada used to call him, but he was not so desirous to meet Prabhupada, but rather than he was serving Prabhupada in another way. So just like you were mentioning, Prabhuji, when special master is leaving, so we should feel separation. But then how to understand this situation when Jayanand Prabhu was not even likely to going to Srila Prabhupada?
Now in ISKCON, in those days and all, a guru means he will have a gurukul and there will be some students under them. So it was a traditional setup those days. Now in ISKCON, it has an international movement. The gurus, they have to travel everywhere. So at this moment, what we can do is Vapu Seva is when he is available, we can do Vapu Seva, or take the opportunity to serve. Whenever you get an opportunity, try to serve. If we are not having opportunity because he is traveling everywhere and preaching, at least we can try to hear. Hearing from Guru is a great service. By hearing, great service is done to the spiritual master. We have to hear from him and try to understand his mood, what is his wish, and try to help his mission. That way it is also fine. So both has greater importance, but we cannot all the time depend on Vapu Seva because he is not available. So we can serve the representatives of the spiritual master, those who are serving, as Prabhupada said, all the temple presidents are the representatives of Prabhupada and GBC. They are there, we can serve them, so that way we can take care of them. So taking care of the representatives is as good as offering the respect to Guru only. So that way also we can serve. Okay? That's it. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.